Hey, what's up, guys? This is MJ and Dane, and today we are going to talk about the Tesla revealing three different products, I guess you could say. They got a Robotaxi, like a Robo bus type thing, and they also have actual robots. So we are going to look at this reveal, and we are going to react to it. We're going to react to the products, how robots will affect our society, good and bad. We welcome anybody in the chat who has something to say about this. If you're in the chat, please hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm and it helps the channel when you hit the like button. So let's look at this reveal. This is it, Dane. Here comes the robots. We are entering a new age.
The robot era.
This is the robot era.
Yeah.
So there it is. There is
What?
Mr. Elon. He's got the robot covered in like a bodyguard. Oh, is that a robot or a person?
That's not a dude?
Oh no. Well, let's see. There's the robot. There's the Robotaxi.
Yeah, I've not watched this. This is crazy.
But yeah, look at that.
Away he goes, huh? There's no steering wheel in this thing. It just.
There's no steering wheel in it.
Wow.
All right, let's go forward. Let's see. Let's listen to Elon Musk a little bit. Let's see. I had some timestamps in here. Let me know if you can you hear it?
Yep.
So they've been traveling. There's no people in them, as you can see. The car's just going by with no people.
Yeah, so all these have.
And we have
all autonomous.
We have 50 fully autonomous cars here tonight.
He said he was going to do this.
He said he was going to do it. Looks like it's starting to happen.
I called BS, but he's doing it.
All right, let's see. What else did he say?
You could fall asleep and wake up at your destination.
Now that's what I'm talking about right there.
Dane, didn't you say that before?
Yes, I was like, I will get in on self-driving when you can just lay down, take a nap, or even before that. So you get in this pod, you type in the address you want to go, you hit go, you lay down, you take a nap, you wake up, and boom, you're there. That's when I'm in.
Exactly.
That's now I'm in.
Dane is ready.
Yep.
So, but there's also a challenge for a lot of people that cars cost too much. I mean, when you factor in everything that goes into a car and the car insurance, and the car payments, and the storage of the car, it's very expensive. So, and you say like, how many hours a week are cars used? Your average passenger car is only used about 10 hours a week out of 168 hours.
Programs.
What do you say, Dane?
This is when he starts talking about ride-sharing programs. Have you heard him talk about that before?
Yeah, he was talking about how, cars cost a lot and the insurance and the maintenance, and you don't use them that often as far as time goes. So he's thinking that maybe if you bought one of these, when you're not using it, you could just let it do ride share.
Yep.
And other people can pay you to drive around. But I don't know. I think for this Robotaxi, it seems like a great idea, right? But some of these things that he's talking about, I don't think they work for a lot of people. Like, I'm really I wouldn't want my car being rented out for other people to use it.
Same. I would never do that. Yeah, never.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe for people in cities that could work, they wouldn't mind it so much. So
right. Yeah, if you could split time with someone that maybe works a different shift or different schedule than you, so that way you can kind of split the vehicle. Maybe that works for some people, but for me, I've never co-owned anything vehicle-wise with anybody, and I have got no intentions to.
Yeah. But yeah, so maybe we disagree a little bit on that. I know he was saying, let me fast forward a little bit. He was talking about how these vehicles will be safer, and he compares them to back in the day where they had elevators and people they had a person on the elevator that would run it to make it go up and down and stop at the right floor.
Yep.
But now they have automatic elevators. So he's comparing the vehicle to elevators in this sense. So
Yeah, I've heard that argument before. There's just a lot more variables with an automobile on the road versus an elevator that's stuck in a shaft and can only move in one direction.
yeah, that's true.
And prevent injuries. I think we'll see autonomous cars become 10 times safer than a human. I mean, if you think of times past where there used to be an elevator operator in every elevator, but once in a while they get tired and they accidentally show somebody in half. So
Yeah, right.
Did that happen?
now we have automated elevators. You just get in an
probably.
elevator and you press a button, and you don't even think about it, and it just takes you to the floor. And if you did see an elevator operator with a big relay switch, you'd be like, "That's weird." Now that's how cars will be. And it's not just the lives saved
There's
in
a lot more
injuries.
to it than that.
What do you think, Dane?
It's a big stretch, man. I mean, I saw the cars just drive themselves, but comparing it to an elevator is like light years different from each other. They're so far apart.
Yeah, but the question though is, do you think that a robo-taxi will be safer than the average human?
I think if it was only robotaxis, then yes, but it's not. It's a big mix, right? So these things are the struggle with these things is going to be how do you compute with unknown variables like humans, right? They're not predictable, or animals. You know, deer jumps out in front of you. What does it do? Does it veer off the road? Does it hit the deer? What happens, right? I'm sure these things can be programmed, but you're also asking a machine to make a judgment call for you too, right?
hmm
You know,
So I think that on average they will be safer than humans,
Mhm.
but you have to take into account that humans are not very safe at all. So just because they're safer than humans doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be perfect. And then every time they make a mistake, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, a human wouldn't have done that." But when you compare just the robots to the humans, you also have to compare all of the terrible humans that we have driving around. People drive around high, they drive around drunk. You have to factor that in there. They drive,
distracted.
they're asleep, they're texting.
Yeah, I
You
only
know,
text when I'm driving.
yeah. So Dane's kidding about that.
Yeah. Well,
But
somebody just text me. Let me get my truck real quick. Yeah.
Dane, remember this is live.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, so you got to factor in all that. I mean, it's almost how they say smoking, you know what,
Hmm.
is safer than drinking alcohol. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's safe just because it's a little bit safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
there's variables like that we can obviously eliminate with the robots, but I think for the most part, people are pretty good at driving. And even though you might not think about it, you're putting yourself at risk when you're driving yourself. And for so many of us, we drive cars like it's tying shoes. You know, we can almost do it with our eyes closed. We're so used to just doing it. Like we know where all the buttons and levers are. You just do all these things without thinking about it, right?
hmm
But even in that, there's a level of risk. And so you are paying attention to a point to avoid, to do whatever, because do have some self-preservation. Once you completely let that go and you don't have that self-preservation instinct anymore, you're leaving yourself open or making yourself very vulnerable for the unknown, taking that out. So even though we might not think about it, we can point at other people still have that subconscious self-preservation thing in their mind. They're not going to purposely do anything that's going to put them in a bad situation most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that's true. Also, another thing that I think self-driving cars in general need to get better at is during bad weather conditions. I think that humans may be superior because they can see better. Like
Right.
I know these these self-driving features in all vehicles, they don't work as well in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
They don't work very well like in the fog
Yep.
or
Heavy rain.
when steam grates, like in cities, they have like steam that comes up out of the
Yep.
ground in those little manholes. That freaks them out sometimes. So I think they will improve to get better with safety as far as those things. But right now they are challenges. So yeah, I think that he's correct when he says on average they're safer, but they still have a way to go before they're like really, really safe as what we want them to be.
Yeah, they're probably when they're testing really good on a closed course, but we got to put them in the real world and see what happens. And I don't want to be a beta tester, but I'm glad other people are getting in line doing it for me.
Yeah, some people are testers. Let's look at. He's saying when are these going to be available and where? Let's see what he has to say.
Future. It's going to be really something special. So, yes, good, all excellent questions. So we do expect actually to start fully autonomous, unsupervised FSD in Texas and California next year.
Next year, Dane.
So in Elon Musk years, that's like 3 or 4 more years. Pretty much everything that he says he's going to do is delayed at least that many years.
I think that's true, but I kind of look at it as like when you're doing construction. Like I did construction for a couple of years. It seemed like everything always takes longer than what you thought it was going to take, and it always costs more than what you thought it was going to cost.
Yeah,
it seems like that with Tesla too. So yeah, I think maybe it might take a little longer and cost a little more, but I mean, so a lot of the things that he said he was going to make, he did make eventually. I mean, they got the cyber trucks running around.
Where's the Roadster?
The Roadster, yeah, we're waiting on the Roadster.
Still waiting. Yeah.
I saw 2 cyber trucks today, just in one day.
They stick out, don't they? I mean, you can see them from a mile away. Nothing else looks like them on the road.
Yeah, that is true. All right, what else does he have to say? He made a point about the computers being able to mass learn, like all these little situations that we talked about, doing making different reactions. Like every time that happens, it looks like there's some type of record, and they use that information to make the algorithm better for the future. So it's almost like, let's say if you could have one lifetime and you're driving and you learn certain things when driving, but instead of just you, it's 10,000 of you. And every time you learn something, every one of those 10,000 learned that same thing and kept that knowledge forever.
Yeah, that's where they'll start to really accelerate, when they can start seeing these things and these situations and, making these things, learn situations and then understand how to react, right? So we can, lay out a situation, right? Something comes out in the road and you have to make a decision, hit the thing, go off the road, and if you go off the road, are you going to hit something else off the road, And so, right, that happens to me. And now you can take all that data and then download it into whatever else. Maybe this was the better situation, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough, right? You can never make the right or wrong decision, and you can come up with all these hypotheticals like, what if, there's like a family that walks into the road and there's guardrails on both sides and you have to decide which one to hit.
Yeah.
Like we could throw crazy hypotheticals out there, right? But that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what he has to say.
So one of the reasons why the computer can be so much better than a person is that we have millions of cars that are training on driving. So it's like living millions of lives simultaneously and seeing very unusual situations that a person in their entire lifetime would not see. But hopefully.
Whoa.
Yeah. Exactly. So So with that amount of training data, it's obviously going to be much better than what a human could be, because you can't live a million lives. And it's also, it can see in all directions simultaneously, and it doesn't get tired or text or any of those things. So it will naturally be, like you said, 10, 20, 30 times safer than a human, just for all those reasons.
A lot of times.
There you go. Yes. I mean, imagine all the close calls that you've had when you're driving, and you could download those into every other person who is driving, and how much better you could get over as time goes on. That's interesting.
Be impressive. Yeah, be impressive because, yeah, like I said, the older you get, the more experiences you have. It just makes all your decision making from then on better. But yeah, if you could have a lifetime of experience times a million, you'd be a wizard.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, just as a friendly reminder, if anybody is watching the stream, please hit that like button, unlike what the Teslas would be running into things hitting them. All right, so let's look at how are we going to charge these things, Elon? What's going on?
Something we're also doing is, and it's really high time we did this, is inductive charging. So the Robotaxi has no plug. It just goes over the inductive charger and charges. So, yeah.
Sweet. Dane, what do you think about that? You don't even have
to robo cleaners. That'd be great.
I could use that. My car is dirty today. I've been moving rocks around all day.
I've got like 10 cars, so I need to just always park next to one of these, so whatever I drove last is getting cleaned out.
All right, so Dane is interested in the robot cleaning machine first before he gets the taxi.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll test that one.
You'll get that one?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So that's the Robotaxi. There is another robot that they talked about, and let's look at it right now.
Is that the tube you sleep in? Dude, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, what about that?
So that would be quite fantastic. Oh, and also, what happens if you need a vehicle that is bigger than a Model Y?
Look at that thing.
It's like a party bus.
It's a party bus.
They
can use it for that.
The Robovin is
Robovin.
This is we're going to make this, and it's going to look like that. Now, can you imagine going down the streets and you see this coming towards you? That is sick.
That is cool.
So this can carry up to 20 people, and it can also transport goods. So you can configure it for goods transport within a city, or transport of up to 20 people at a time.
Dude, you know what I would do with that?
Dane, what would you do with that?
So here's what I thought it was when it first came out, because I've been telling you for years or whatever that I'll buy into the automated car driving thing when it's a tube and you can just sleep in it. Yeah. I thought this was going to be like bunks stacked up. So people were going on a road trip and they can just go to bed and wake up 10 hours later somewhere else. Imagine road tripping in something like this, or you could just go at night, sleep, do whatever, hang out, have a few beers with your buddies, but then you wake up the next day and you're at where you want to be, so you can spend the whole day doing whatever you want to do.
Sweet. That's a good point, Dane. I was thinking people would love to have these for prom or for weddings but this thing is big enough. You could probably live in this thing.
Dude, it's way bigger than people that live in vans. That's for sure. People live in vans live in something that's half this size.
Yeah, that is wow, man. Look at this. This thing is freaking.
This is gonna. The Robovin is what's gonna solve for high density. So if you want to take a sports team somewhere, or you're looking to really get the cost of travel down to 5-10 cents a mile, then you can use the Robovin.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick. Now, Dane, I know people, they have thought, they said, where does Elon Musk get his inspiration for all these cool vehicles? Now, I was thinking maybe from a lot of 80s shows.
Mhm.
Like, doesn't the Cybertruck kind of look like a 80s show vehicle?
A little bit, yeah. Very
It
angular.
reminds me of like if you mixed a DeLorean with like the A-Team van,
Oh yeah.
like just something that would have like a cool show. Like in the
Mhm.
80s, they would have like a cool theme song or something.
Yep.
But I know this Robo van, it reminds me of a show that I used to watch in the 90s that nobody knows about. It came on for 2 seasons only. It's called Get a Life. And let me show you where
For
the
any other
inspiration
business.
came from. Let's see. So this show, this guy is a 30-year-old paper boy that lives with his parents,
Yep.
and he has a paper route.
Hmm.
And they made this robot that was going to replace him.
Yep.
So he tries to
Tries
get
to
in a
be a
fight
robot.
with the robot. Let me see. He tries to fight the robot.
Nice.
So PO'd.
Look, everybody! Here comes Paperboy 2000!
Doesn't that look like the van?
Yeah, it does.
Excuse me, could somebody tell me which end of this tin can is the butt? Because I'm just about to kick it.
You know, Peterson, you're a gutsy, emotionally troubled kid. And, well, between us, I hope you win. Who am I kidding? I don't want you to win. I look like a total idiot.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, ready? Cut!
What's he got there?
You put sparklers on. And then of course he runs right into it.
Yeah, I
All
saw
right.
it.
You saw that coming?
Oh yeah. He knew something was gonna go wrong there.
All right. So anyway, the robot paperboy goes crazy.
Hmm.
Son of a bitch!
And he tries to destroy it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this show before.
Then the van goes crazy.
Good boy, though.
Oh! Watch this work.
It's gone goofy on us.
This is what's gonna happen with the new Tesla bus. It's gonna
You
start
think that's
chucking
going to happen with the new
It's
Tesla
gonna
bus?
start chucking babies and people out of it. Yeah.
So yeah, he has to fight back, and he starts trying to destroy it. Oh!
So why is it got a paper mache?
Oh no!
It's gonna get the baby.
Put his head right to that baby carrot.
Oh no! And what if your baby was in there?
Oh man, he'd be a goner. He's ripping the guts out.
What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh!
Damn.
Oh, he
just in
saves the
time.
baby.
Boy, that was close.
Can you imagine if there'd been a baby in there?
Yeah.
The baby carriage was empty anyway.
Yeah. Good.
So it's gonna. The
All right,
robot,
let's get back to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd it go?
We robot. There you
some
go.
people call it the Robovan, but so yeah. One of the things that we want to do, and we've seen this with the Cybertruck, is we want to change the look of the roads. The future should look like the future.
Hey, do you think the future looks like the future? Are you happy with the way these things look?
Well, the now looks like the now, so tomorrow's gonna look like tomorrow. I don't know, man. People can design whatever they want, but people are gonna buy stuff that they think looks cool. So
Yeah.
that's what's gonna end up happening.
Do you think the Robotaxi looks cool?
Not really.
No.
No.
I think it looks kind of cool. I think the Robo bus definitely looks futuristic.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, they look futuristic. I'll give them that. I just don't feel like they look appealing. You know, they don't
Okay.
look like a Porsche 911. They don't look like the new ZR1 Corvette. You know, they don't look like a a Ferrari F50 or anything like that. But
Okay.
they're whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as it doesn't look terrible, it seems like these things are more utilitarian. So
Mhm.
their utility is what I think will make people like them, not necessarily how they look.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's look at the robots are coming next, Dane. Are you
Yeah, let's
ready
do
for
it.
robots?
No, I'm not ready for these.
So it's the software, systematically year after
All right,
year.
here they are.
So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you could have your own
Making
personal
the future real, man.
R2D2 C3PO.
Making sci-fi real.
Sci-fi is real, Dane. This is real stuff right here. I can't believe
Sci-fi
it.
is now. We're in the sci-fi era. But
We
for, like,
are. This is
real. Yeah.
this is crazy.
And I think at scale, this would cost something like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000. Probably less than a car.
$20,000 or $30,000. Like once they get up to scale, not at first.
Yeah.
Once they start making a lot of them, $20,000 or $30,000, Dane.
It's a lot
Would
of
you
money.
buy a robot for $30,000?
I'll buy one used for like a quarter of that price.
A used robot?
No, I'll wait. I'm not going to be one of the first buyers. Even at that price, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot, but
You know how many truck parts I can buy with that?
yeah, that'd be a good amount of truck parts right there.
That's where my priorities are at.
Now, it'll take us a minute to get to the long term, but fundamentally at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it do? It'll basically do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks, whatever you can think of, it will do.
Now, Dane, this is where I think things go wrong.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Well, let me just say first, I know I saw another famous, well, one of the most famous car YouTubers. I'm not going to mention their name, but he was saying, oh, there's Elon Musk. He's a snake oil salesman, and he does things. He makes promises that don't happen, and these electric cars are terrible, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, even though I'm critical sometimes of electric cars, I'm critical of all cars sometimes. You know, I'm trying to look at things objectively. So objectively, all together, I don't think electric cars are better than ICE cars right now, but I do think they have a purpose. I've said this before. I think we could share the road. They work great for some people, and that is fine. I just don't think people should be forced to buy them. I think they should want to buy them. And there's a couple that I would want to buy myself. So, so yeah, that's how I feel about that. But as far as these robots, let me tell you something. They have got to put some type of base morality in these robots, because if you let the general public buy a robot that will do anything you tell it to do, that is a recipe for disaster. What do you think, Dane?
There's 100% going to be foul play.
Oh yeah,
yeah, 100%.
1,000,000%.
Yeah, yeah, as many percents as you want to put in there. Yeah, there's going to be foul play. So, yeah, again, we can come up with all kinds of crazy things that people are going to do with these things that they shouldn't do. But I don't know. I don't know how they're going to. they're going to put safeties in place or not in place. It's just a crazy spot to be in. Seems like a big liability.
It's going to be rough. Yeah, I think there could be a lot of lawsuits, especially already. Like Elon Musk is coming out as kind of like conservative. He's supporting Trump in the election, and if Trump doesn't win, there's going to be a lot of people in the government that are going to try to gun for him and at least sue him a whole bunch of times. And could you imagine if somebody gets one of these robots and tells it to do something terrible? Would Elon Musk be liable for not putting morality into the robot?
Yeah, you're right. That's what brings up all the questions, right? Like who is liable? Is it obviously the user's liable, but then is Tesla an accessory to a crime if the robot does something that someone else told it to do? Yeah, like I said, it seems like a huge liability from a company standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and he mentioned also in here that the robots they'd do it every time to do. They'd be walking around with people. Like, imagine you tell the robot, walk to the store and get me some peanut butter. And you'd see the robot walking through the public to get peanut butter. But not only from a liability standpoint for Tesla, for robots doing immoral things, but let me just put it like this. Robots would not be safe walking around with people. And let me show you an example. Let me bring up that link. But there was a robot that they had they had it as like a hitchhiking robot it went all across Canada. Like it had like a little note on it, and people would like take pictures with it and they would put tweets about it, and they'd be like, look, the robot is here. And then somebody put it on the bus and it went here, so it went all the way across Canada. But then guess what happened to that robot once it got to Philadelphia, my hometown? Can you guess?
I'm guessing it got jacked.
This is CNN. Hitchbot, the hitchhiking robot, gets beheaded in Philadelphia. Somebody took the robot and ripped its head off.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
Look at
what did they do to that thing?
This is
that
what
it?
the robot looked like. So this is the article from CNN. This is a couple of years ago. This is why we can't have nice hitchhiking robot. Hitchbot, the cheerful hitchhiking robot that had made cross-country trips across Canada, the Netherlands, and Germany, had intended to travel across the United States as well. Instead, it survived all of 300 miles on the mean streets of the USA. 2 weeks after beginning its U.S. trip in Boston, the robot was vandalized in Philadelphia. The team overseeing the robot said in a statement, "My trip has come to an end for now, but my love for humans will never fade. Thanks for." So that's when the robot was quote unquote alive. And see, there's the robot in where is this? In Fenway Park? I guess that's in Boston. So
San Francisco. That's weird.
So he wanted to go to San Francisco.
Oh, gotcha. I see that.
I guess he started in Boston. And he got to New York, taking a New York minute to rest my eyes and my circuits. Sometimes I need a good bot nap. All right, that's hilarious. And where did they? I'm looking for the picture.
Was there a picture of the guy that ripped its head off?
I looked into this. Let me find you a picture of what happened to the robot. But they said that there was a video, but then it turned out people said the video was fake. So, all right, here's a picture. Let me bring it up. So they said the video was fake, and but I will show you a picture of what happened to the robot once they got to Philadelphia. And this is a Reddit article. Let's see.
Oh,
This is the robot's arms were ripped off and its head was ripped off. So this is from Reddit. Somebody wrote, "Nothing makes me laugh as consistently as remembering the story of Hitchbot, the hitchhiking robot that made it all the way across Canada and tried to do the same in the US, but was immediately beaten to death in Philadelphia."
are you surprised? This is your hometown.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah,
This
Me,
is what
straight to Philly.
this is what one person says. "I got in one little fight and my mom got scared." You know what that's a reference to, right?
No, I don't.
You ever seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh,
Don't you
yeah.
remember Tom used to always say that every time he would
Yep.
introduce me to somebody?
Yeah.
He'd
No,
be
yeah.
like, "Look, this is my friend MJ, West Philadelphia, born and raised."
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
true, I was born and raised in West Philadelphia.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what happened. Let me see. There's some more comments. All right. Somebody wrote, "Philly don't need some out of town freeloader. Got what he deserved."
Exactly.
This guy wrote, "That's pretty much par for Philadelphia, the city of brotherly shove."
Ooh.
Oh boy. And somebody wrote, "Oh, why would you destroy a cute little robot?" And this guy wrote, "Philadelphians also booed Santa on another occasion."
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's rough, man. That's a rough crowd in Philly.
It is. But yeah, that is what I think. I don't know. I think sometimes like some people who are maybe disconnected from society a little bit, like really, really wealthy people or creative people who are around other wealthy and creative people all the time, they forget that there's a lot of people in this society that are not very civil,
Hmm.
as you could see. I mean, I would have predicted this in 2 seconds. I'm telling you, sometimes people are just sitting around and they have nothing to do, or they do have stuff to do that is bad stuff. And they'd be like, "Oh, look, what is this thing? Let me just kick it. Oh, let me beat it up." I'm
Exactly.
surprised nobody stole it. Like, I would think somebody would have stole it.
Right. Yeah. Unplug it and take it home and then say, look what I got.
Yeah. So yeah, just as a note to Elon Musk, I think it's really cool that you're making these robot autonomous taxis and different things like that. But do not recommend anybody to let their robot just go walk around in public. I mean, people already just steal everything anyway out of big cities. Like
Right.
they've legalized stealing under a certain amount. If there's
Right.
no penalty, you've effectively legalized it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no consequences for anything. People will destroy this thing. They'll steal it. They'll see your cyborg. They'll see your Tesla robot walking around. They'll kidnap it. They'll
Yeah.
ask for money. But people steal people's dogs in these cities.
Crazy
You think
world,
they
man.
steal the robot?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see all the crazy things that are going to come up in the future with all these things. You know, all the messes that they get into and the funny stories I'm sure that come out. So
Yeah.
there's good stuff coming.
Yeah. So we will see what happens. I think, like, Dane, I don't know. Do you remember a time before the internet, or are you too young for that?
Oh yeah. No, I definitely do. I remember when we first got a computer and it was hooked up to the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember that, and it seemed like society kind of changed after the internet.
Mhm.
And I think that we're coming upon a new era of society where things are about to really change once all these robots and autonomous taxis come out. Now, I think some of the change will be super awesome. Um, there are a lot of jobs that maybe I don't quite trust a lot of
Mhm.
people to do
Yeah.
that I would probably have more trust in a robot to do.
Right.
So I think that's awesome.
Mhm.
It kind of sucks that a lot of people will be out of jobs, but I'm hoping that other jobs will be made available that
Yeah,
we
there'll
might
be
not
other
even know.
jobs. Yeah, there'll be other jobs. Sometimes we put robots in charge of the things that suck. So that people don't want to do anyways.
Yeah.
So there will be jobs that will come up that will be new and different that we can't even think about yet. But there'll always be something for people to do.
Yeah, I think so. But the only thing that worries me about the going into the robot age is the
Mhm.
bad things that people will do with these robots. I'm hoping they give them some type of base morality because you can
Yeah.
already trick like Chat GPT or different robot
Oh yeah.
AIs to do stuff
They're not
stupid.
perfect.
You know, you could trick them into doing stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm just hoping that they try to give us some type of morality, just your basic morality. Your do not lie, do not cheat, do not steal,
Yep.
uh, do unto others as you have them do unto you.
Mhm.
Because if they don't, there are a lot of bad people that could get these robots and do all type of bad things. You could tell this robot to make like drugs. You
Mhm.
could tell it to I don't know, just make sure people don't escape if you've got them confined in a certain place. I mean,
Right.
people like to think that, we're in a great new age, and some of us are really in a great new age, but most of the world, and even a lot in the US, we are still in the dark ages. Like we're not any more moral now than we've ever been.
Nope.
If not, if anything, we're worse. There's more slavery right now in the world than there's ever been.
Yeah.
Fun fact, or not so fun fact.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
literal slaves in the US now, and they're not the kind of slaves that like pick or agricultural type things, but unfortunately they're the kind of slaves that are forced to do things that they don't want to do. And since
Mhm.
this is a family show, I'm not going to mention
Yeah. The
what they're
unspeakable.
doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's slavery everywhere, man. There's slavery in Libya, there's slavery in
Yeah. There's a
Mauritania, there's
lot in
slavery.
Africa, right? And mines and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they uh they use a form of slavery like in Dubai, in the
Mhm.
UAE. They have these people come in from other countries, they take their passports, and they don't pay them what they said they were going to pay them, and they can't leave. Like
Mhm.
anytime you can't leave whenever you want, that's kind of like slavery. But
Oh yeah.
anyway, I'm just hoping that they give these robots some kind of morality because we as a human race are lacking in it, and that is unfortunate. But there are a lot of good things that these robots could do. A lot
Yeah.
of help for people who get older.
Exactly. That'd be good, man. I want that laundry robot because I don't
Yeah,
want to do that. Imagine how many more things I could do if I didn't do laundry. Didn't have to like clean the kitchen, or a toilet. That'd be great. Toilet robot. We need one of those toilet cleaning suckers. That'd be great.
I would love a robot for I would
Yeah.
much rather have a robot to help me when I get real old, and
Mhm.
I don't want it to go into a nursing home.
Oh yeah.
Like 'cause I do not trust, like, especially if you have to go to a cheap nursing home,
Yeah.
the people that take care of those old ladies and old men, they are mean sometimes and they do bad stuff to them.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd much rather have a robot. At least a robot's not going to beat me up.
There you go. Robot caretaker.
Yeah. So yeah, that is what we're looking at. Tesla, very impressive. I'm very impressed with Tesla. I think they're moving up. Dane, just the last question.
Mhm.
Dane, do you think Tesla is going to be moving up ahead of Stellantis to be the third best car company in the US? Because that's what Stellantis is not looking good. Do you think Tesla is moving past them?
Yeah, I think they're going to be cutting out a chunk of their margins here pretty soon, or their market share pretty soon here. They keep making gains, and they keep going the right direction. And Elon Musk keeps investing like crazy, and he keeps getting people to buy in. Even when things don't go good for Tesla, people still buy into Tesla.
Yeah.
They he's a great visionary. He markets it very well. even though people wouldn't say he's necessarily the best speaker, but he does a really good idea of putting his ideas out there and saying crazy stuff, and not always on time, usually not, but he usually does do what he says he's going to do in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very smart. He's very ambitious. He obviously works really hard. I know he puts a lot of long days in. So, yeah, that he's doing the thing, you know. And you know,
so.
Tesla is synonymous with Elon Musk, right? You think of Tesla and you think of his face, where when you think of Stellantis, what's that? You know, you don't associate it with a person, right? There's not an emotional tie to these companies, not like there is to a person, like with Tesla and Elon Musk. And that's, I think, a big reason why they are excelling the way that they're excelling.
I think so. I agree, Dane. You know, I heard this CEO of Stellantis. He said recently, once his contract is up, he's going to leave. But that's in like a year or two. So he is kind of bowing to the pressure of everybody trying to get rid of him, it looks like. But yeah, so
let an enthusiast run it.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll hope Stellantis gets better. Tesla is on fire. They are doing well. Hope that they continue to improve. There's a lot of people that work at Tesla in the U.S. It's a U.S. car company. I am rooting for them. And like I said, yeah, very impressed. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of Tesla and this presentation? Would you ride in a robo-taxi or a robo-van? Would you buy a robot to take care of anything that you wanted to do? Hopefully nothing bad. But let us know in the comments. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one.